Total Pro Sports presents the 15 greatest Detroit athletes of all time. The city of Detroit has experienced more success than most major American cities. Though not quite the most dominant sports city, they've grown plenty of legends and icons in Motown. Even though the economy and quality of life has gone way down in the last 50 years, fans still cheer on these athletes that became legendary in the city. Here are the top 15 Detroit athletes of all time. Honorable mentions include Doak Walker, Charlie Gehringer, Sam Crawford, Henrik Zetterberg, and Jack Christensen. Number 15, Miguel Cabrera. The superstar third baseman for the Detroit Tigers has carved out something phenomenal. He won the AL Triple Crown in 2012, was a 10-time All-Star in his first 12 seasons, won the AL MVP in 2012 and 2013, plus a World Series with the Miami Marlins in 2003. Though his Tigers lost in the 2012 World Series to the San Francisco Giants, he still has plenty of time to deliver one to the Motor City. Number 14, Terry SAWCHUK. Widely considered the greatest goaltender of all time, SAWCHUK was an 11-time All-Star and 4-time Stanley Cup champion, winning 3 of them with the Detroit Red Wings. And his 103 career shutouts were a record until Martin Brodeur broke it in 2009. SAWCHUK also won 4 Vezina trophies as the league's top goaltender. Number 13, Joe Schmidt. The Detroit Lions legendary linebacker boasted quite an NFL resume in 13 years with the team. He was a 10-time Pro Bowler, 8-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time NFL champion, and named part of the NFL 50th Anniversary All-Time Team. Schmidt's 24 career interceptions took him all the way to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Number 12, Alan Trammell. The Detroit Tigers icon put Motown on the baseball map with an illustrious career. Trammell was a 6-time All-Star that led the Tigers to a 1984 World Series championship, while taking home the Fall Classics MVP honors. He won 4 Gold Gloves and posted a .285 career batting average with 2,365 career hits. Number 11, NIKLAS LIDSTROM. If it weren't for number 4, Bobby Orr, then the consensus pick would be LIDSTROM as the NHL's greatest defenseman of all time. LIDSTROM's phenomenal play at both ends of the ice guided the Wings to 4 Stanley Cup championships, 2 other appearances in the finals, 6 President's Trophies, and they made the playoffs every year under his watch. With 1,142 career points and 7 Norris Trophy wins as the league's top defender, LIDSTROM cemented his place in both hockey and Detroit immortality. Number 10, Ted Lindsay. They called him the Terrible Ted for a reason, mostly because he was hulking and a terrible guy to want to play against, because he scored on you. He played 14 seasons with the Red Wings and has his iconic number 7 retired. Lindsay won a scoring title in 1950, won 4 Stanley Cups, and has been in the Hockey Hall of Fame for over 50 years. Have a career, Terrible Ted. Number 9, Hank Greenberg. The longtime Tigers superstar made an impact on the team that is still felt over 80 years later. Greenberg played nearly 2 decades with the Tigers, leading them to a pair of World Series championships. He was a 2-time AL MVP, 5-time All-Star, and posted a .313 batting average. He also led the AL in homers 4 times. Number 8, Bobby Layne. While the city of Detroit awaits its first Super Bowl, they're still more than thrilled about what Layne did for the Lions franchise. He won 3 NFL championships in 9 seasons with the team, and was a Pro Bowler in 5 of those years in Motown. He led the league in passing yards twice with the Lions, and is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Number 7, Isiah Thomas. By far the greatest player in Detroit Pistons history, Thomas set the standards for Motown excellence. He played 14 seasons with Detroit and left his mark in the city. He led them to NBA championships in 1989 and 1990. He was a 12-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-Star MVP, and part of the All-NBA First Team 3 times. Number 6, Steve Yzerman. Yzerman was born in the small city of Cranbrook, British Columbia, but he lived and breathed every bit of the major city in Detroit. Yzerman was a well-respected captain and leader with the Wings, winning 3 Stanley Cups with them, and turning a perennial loser into the model of excellence among all sports franchises in the United States. Number 5, Barry Sanders. You know you're good when a lot of your fans have a hard time for forgiving you when you were still in your prime. Barry Sanders is a legend in Detroit. He spent 10 years with the club. He was a 6-time first-team All-Pro. Sanders was a 4-time rushing champion and led the league in touchdowns in 1991. He had 15,269 rushing yards and 99 touchdowns. Number 4, Al Kaline. He earned the nickname Mr. Tiger, and rightfully so. Kaline was an 18-time MLB All-Star and led the Tigers to a World Series championship in 1968. He was also a 10-time Gold Glover with a .297 career batting average and 3,007 career hits. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1980. Number 3, Ty Cobb. He may not be the most beloved athlete ever, but no one can deny how great of an athlete Cobb was, especially in the Motor City. Considered by some to be the best baseball player ever, Cobb was an AL MVP, Triple Crown winner, 12-time AL batting champion, and led the AL in RBIs 4 times. His .367 career batting average remains an MLB record. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1936. Number 2, Joe Louis. You know you're special when you have an NHL arena named after you. Such is life with Joe Louis, one of the greatest boxers of all time. He won 66 career matches against just 3 losses. Louis was the world heavyweight champion from 1937 until 1949. He's often been regarded as the greatest boxer and puncher ever. While that's up for debate, there's no questioning his legacy he left in Detroit. And number 1, Gordie Howe. Had it not been for Wayne Gretzky, there'd be zero debate that Howe, aka Mr. Hockey, was the greatest person to ever lace up hockey skates. Howe played pro hockey into his 50s, and his career stats were impressive: 801 goals, 1,850 points. He was a ridiculous 23-time All-Star, 12-time NHL First All-Star team member, won 4 Stanley Cups, 6 scoring titles, and 6 Hart trophies as league MVP. There will never be a legend in Motown like Mr. Hockey. What city's 15 best athletes should we count down next? Tell us in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please click like. If you didn't subscribe, now's a good time to do so. We upload 7 videos a week. As always, we thank you so much for watching.